Most of the Coach bag restorations I've seen are just cleaning and conditioning videos. I'm a leather repair professional, and this stewardess is different. The three-digit prefix in the serial number tells me she's from the 70s, if not earlier. She's begun to show her age, and there's a hole in her piping. If the leather is absorbent, and most vintage glove-tanned Coach is, please don't saturate it with saddle soap or other surfactants. Many soaps are alkaline, and if you don't rinse them out, they can alter the leather's chemistry and shorten its lifespan. The best cleaner is a fast evaporating solvent like alcohol. It cuts grime, removes ink marks, and kills mold without leaving residue or messing with the pH. Now, if you're going to use that much leather CPR on my bag, I would request a DNR, a Do Not Resuscitate. I prefer this moisturizer cream, which we white label from our friends at Advanced Leather. Unlike most oil and silicone-based conditioners on the market, it won't repel repair putty or finishes. It's also non-oxidizing, so it won't go rancid, and it lasts dramatically longer than traditional conditioners. Most bags will only ever need it reapplied once or twice in a lifetime. But no amount of moisturizer can fix the hole in this piping. Because the leather floats freely over the seam below, I can't just glue it to itself. It needs to be sub-patched so it will continue to move independently. I'd prefer to use a black patch, but the one on hand is 3 times thicker than this white mending tape, and that thickness will make all the difference. The piping curves this way, then curves that way, which means the patch will wrinkle and bunch on the inside of the curves. I remove this excess bulk by cutting little triangles from the patch. But even so, inserting it is a challenge that takes a few tries and much finagling to get it centered under the hole and smooth. I use the tip of my metal toothpick to apply a single drop of glue to the underside of each flap before pressing it firmly into place. A water-based leather repair putty fills the remaining wounds and marries it all together. The palette knife is cumbersome, so I switched to pursed fingers, which do a better job of tracing the double curves and leveling the putty. It cures under direct sunlight and dries mostly clear. I repeat this process a couple more times in pursuit of an even, smooth surface. The final pass is just a thin smear which I emboss with my fingertip to add texture, mimic the grain, and blend imperfections. A coat of Rub and Restore Black Finish completes the repair. It may not be flawless, but it's solid and a less invasive approach than reskiving. I run more black finish along the rest of the piping to restore color and protection to these high-stress edges. It also hides this abrasion that moisturizer didn't correct. The rest of the bag gets a thin coat of clear Prep+Finish, just enough to add some protective resin without changing the hand or feel. It also locks in the fresh, just conditioned look longer than moisturizer alone, so it won't fade after a week. This is the difference between conditioning a bag and actually restoring one.